So we're standing here in the Vishnu basement rocks, the oldest of the sets of rocks in the Grand Canyon. And these rocks are challenging for many reasons. John Wesley Powell called them the dreaded granite because as he entered into these rocks, the rapids got steeper and swifter, and the river more narrow and more challenging. The rocks are also challenging for geologists because they're unfamiliar in some ways. They represent magmas that crystallize deep in the earth, and metamorphic rocks which change character as a result of heat and pressure. And from the minerals in the metamorphic rocks, we can understand, the geologists can study those minerals and determine that these rocks were once 25 kilometers or about 16 miles beneath the peaks of a long, now eroded mountain range. We call it the Vishnu Mountains. You have to imagine that these rocks, this granite, crystallized from a melt, and these metamorphic rocks changed character and got squeezed and deformed during a mountain building event, something like the Alps or the Himalayas. And then you have to imagine that the deep levels of those mountain belts got eventually brought to the surface through a long period of erosion. And here we are then, we have a chance to study processes that went on deep in the mountain belts, deep beneath the summits of the Vishnu Mountains. And from an exploration point of view, it's fantastic. The humans have been to the moon, right? We've walked on the moon, but we've never been to the middle crust to actually see what goes on. These rocks are recording the processes, encoding in their structures and their forms and their minerals, the processes that go on deep beneath mountain belts in places we can't go physically, but we can try and figure out the processes of the middle crust by walking around in these rocks.